We're live.
Oh, God, thank God.
It's Wednesday, February 3rd, and Republicans are once again crying about cancel culture and a lack of unity because the mean Democrats want to punish their most racist members or pass bills without their votes. If this is any indication of how the rest of Biden's presidency will go, well, I'm already exhausted. Welcome to Faux News.
Hi, everybody.
Theme song to stop. And there it goes. Okay, it's Faux News.
Start it over. Just cut.
Yeah, it's
Take
been.
Oh, sorry.
Yet another one of those weeks where Republicans be whining. How's everybody's own lives been outside of the news?
Reason when you began the word own, I was like, OnlyFans. I literally thought you were going to tell us how our OnlyFans are going. I was like, Matt, is there something you want to share with the group?
I thought you were about to respond like
the whole video set up now.
You were like,
oh, our OnlyFans, right?
Phony.
The phony fans.
The phony fans.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
There's a shit ton of snow in Chicago. I don't know about where Michigan or New York.
Oh, I'm sweating up here. The sun's beating down. Just arid and dry.
Approximately 2 feet of snow Sunday through Tuesday. It was fun. I mean, I stayed home, so I didn't really get bothered by it, but then I had to dig myself out of the apartment this morning, so it's one of those days.
Like, you know that scene in Ice Age where they're going through the ice cave and it's all those frozen like things and that's like how the streets of Chicago still are from the weekend.
That's my windshield every morning. So I turn on the heat until like a tiny little bit has been exposed, and then I drive the way to work like that.
Yeah.
Yep. Snooze crew.
I would commute to work, just not any visibility hither or thither.
Oh,
just a danger to myself and others. Woo!
That is illegal.
I had a coworker this morning who's like, "Yeah, did you guys know that ice gets under your wheel well?" And I was
What's a wheel well?
Yeah, the part under the wheel where the ice goes.
Oh.
And I was like, "Yeah, of course it does." He goes, "Oh, of course you know. You're from Michigan. I'm from the South. We don't get these kind of snowy events."
I've never looked at my wheel well. Is that something I should be checking every day before I drive my car?
Yeah. Do you have like a sedan or
in the winter? So maybe that will be on.
I drive a Saturn.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
The Saturn?
I don't.
Yeah, I mean you're probably fine. I used to have an SUV where you could just like kick all the ice out from under it. It was good. But if you can't hear anything scraping on it, you're probably fine.
In driver's ed, they were like, always check the perimeter of your car before you get in and drive away. And it would always show like a cat and a skateboard like under your car. The guy would like look under, and then the cat would go and just run away.
Yeah, I mean, hey, cats do hide under there.
They do, yeah.
You're trying to shred the car underneath your SUV, and you're just cramping his style.
I mean, I also almost ran over my childhood dog once, so.
Oh no.
Anyway, let's get to the news.
I'm glad you didn't. Yeah.
From Faux News Studios in New York, this is the news.
Our top story this week: the Senate Democrats agreed to vote on a stimulus through budget reconciliation. Meaning that they don't need the GOP votes to pass a $1.9 trillion plan. Mitch McConnell, who used the same method to pass tax cuts for the wealthy and attempt to undo Obamacare, is upset.
Oh,
How dare those Democrats do this to me? I think it's just funny.
Yeah.
It's like, well, how are you guys going to feel when you're in the minority and we try to pass something like this? It's like, you already did. Like,
no, they
2 years
all
ago.
Have amnesia from the last 4 years. I'm not sure if you knew that was part of the 2021 GOP resolutions.
Yeah, it's called selective amnesia.
They have amnesia from like 3 weeks ago. Am I right?
Especially for the last year of just getting gaslit by our government. Just like a shitty boyfriend. Just like some dude hidden in college.
But you can't break up with them. That's the problem.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of that, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez shared an emotional recounting of the Capitol insurrection and revealed that she is a sexual assault survivor on her Instagram story. It led to a lot of these reactions of, Republicans acting like shitty boyfriends. You're just saying this for attention. You're just lying about it for clout. You're trying to make us look bad.
Which is unbelievable, because if she was doing it for any of those reasons, she would have said it long before now. Like, why?
Yeah. Yeah. Also, but even then, it's like we tell women to tell the truth and speak their stories, and then this is the reaction always.
And then they do, and then they go, no, not like that, and it's just the problem.
They have no interest in the truth, and because women's pain is always inconvenient.
Yeah.
And I think as of this recording of this episode, there's like a trending Twitter hashtag that says Alexandria Ocasio-Smollett, in reference to Jussie Smollett from
Jesus Christ,
the one television show that lied about the hate crime that happened. Yeah.
So we're combining two problematic things here. We're going for the 2-in-1.
I just will never understand the mental gymnastics some of these just violent, horrible people who stormed to the Capitol can maintain, that they can hate someone and want to. Obviously, rape is not a sexual act. Rape is an act of violence and power. I just can't imagine being her right now. All I'm gonna say is it would be enough if people just were threatening to kill me. That would just be enough.
It's insane alone that they have spent the last 4 years that she's been in politics demonizing her and using her specifically as an enemy, even though none of them are in her district or in her city or in her state. Right. She is constantly used as, her and Ilhan Omar are constantly used as the punching bags of the new Democrat Socialist Party. And then they have the audacity to be like, why are you so scared? When they have been whipping up these people that hate her and want to commit violence against her.
I wish I could remember the tweet I saw that I could reference, but it got me thinking in a really good point that sexual assault, and why it's being mentioned right now with AOC revealing that she's experienced that in the past. Sexual assault is one of those few things that if you experience it, it somehow makes you a less reliable source.
Yeah.
It's because you've experienced this before. You are sensitive and biased. That didn't happen. You're overreacting. Like, someone could be in a house fire and be like, oh, you shouldn't do this and this because it's going to cause a house fire. I would know. I've been in a house fire. You wouldn't go, oh, you're just being sensitive. I put my papers on the stove. It's fine.
Maybe if you weren't wearing such a flammable sweater.
I don't know, the way the GOP has been acting lately, I wouldn't put it past them, especially when it has come to any kind of science. Like, hey, I'm a doctor, wear a mask, get the vaccine. No, I read on Facebook that you shouldn't. So
Serenity now.
He told me not to, so I won't.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, well, let's get to our first guest of the episode, and we are going to shift gears. This is all live. This is live television.
Live. I'll make room for them.
God.
Thank you. Here we go. Nope. What's that? There we go. Okay. Joining us now is a Georgia congresswoman getting a lot of attention for past controversial statements claiming everything from Jewish space lasers causing California wildfires to the Parkland shooting being a manufactured false flag, as well as a proud proponent of conspiracy theories like QAnon and election fraud that led to the January 6th insurrection. Marjorie Taylor Greene, welcome to Faux News.
Yeah, okay. I came on your show today to set the record straight. The mainstream media is lying about me, just like they lie about President Trump, just like they lie about everything.
Okay, I'm just reading what was reported based on the words that you said.
One, I never said that a Jewish space laser was making the wildfires. What I actually said was that the Jews have an entire Death Star at their disposal. Those things can wipe out a whole planet. I've seen it in a movie. That's what Obama did to Pluto.
Not
to mention, we don't even know if those fires were real. How do we know that people in California aren't trying to steal more money for firefighting and spending it on forced gender reassignment surgeries? Which brings me to another thing that we don't know is real. The Parkland school shooting.
Oh, no.
I'm supposed to believe a teenager killed that many people. and not a single member of our brave and strong police stopped him? Give me a break. This was clearly Democrats putting on a big show they could take away our guns. Everyone knows David Hogg is actually Richard Daniel Masterson. He's a 35-year-old actor from a certain liberal pedophile hellhole known as Hollywood.
Yikes, this is way off the rails. I would like to address your belief in QAnon.
Oh, I do not actually believe in QAnon. Another media lie.
Well, it's just you posted a lot of videos where you
Sure,
said
I
that...
used to believe in Q. Everybody did. But where is he now? Clearly, the deep state got to him, and that's the whole reason they were able to steal the election. Now, I get all my intel from real Anon. You got Y-Anon, X-Anon, Z-Anon. Z-Anon is actually a double agent with the deep state. He's in that deep.
You're in Congress. Can't you just get intel from the intelligence agencies?
What? You trust?
Well, I'd like to mention your strong endorsement of election conspiracies that claim Trump was the real winner in November, and some of the violent rhetoric you've espoused. You're on record saying Pelosi is guilty of treason and should be punished with death. You told protesters to flood the Capitol and feel free to use violence. There's a direct line to be drawn between your words and the Capitol insurrection.
No, you can't just do that. You can't just take things I've said or posted and pretend they represent some kind of belief of mine. That's fake news. Lies.
Well, now your fellow Republicans seem disgusted by you. McConnell said you're a cancer. Romney says you're a cook. It seems like your political career is over before it really began.
I do not think so. I'm going all the way to the presidency. I might even take over the world and take out that Jewish Death Star. Who knows?
No offense, but how? You're like the most toxic politician in America.
So is President Trump.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for having me on your show and giving me this great platform to radicalize your audience against Richard Daniel Masterson's plot to take our guns.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for joining us.
Weird lady.
A cook.
So weird. This weird cook.
A great cook. It's gotta be good at something, man.
Nice cook.
Let's talk about the Capitol siege a little more. We can never get enough of it, right? Every week we learn something new. Some arrested in the Capitol siege didn't vote in 2020. And yet they wanted to take away other people's votes. And then yet another rioter was charged this week after he was kicked off a flight for continuously yelling Trump 2020. I want to know, because a lot of them were detained in the airports, but like this person was on the plane and just yelling Trump 2020, and this is what got him pulled off of the plane.
I don't know. If you are on a plane snoring even slightly too loud, I will reach over, take the space blanket, and choke you out slowly. Let alone.
Yeah. It reminds me of a Louis C.K. bit where he's like,
You're canceled.
Yeah, that's true, yes. This is before he was canceled. Where he was like, you can land a plane if you just say the same thing over and over. So he's like, you can sit there and go, down. I'm just saying the place I want to be, down. And if you keep saying it, they'll land the plane. And it's just... yeah.
I want to say he was probably detained prior to takeoff.
They didn't give him a parachute and kick him off the plane, but
he gets all like checked in, gets through TSA, gets through baggage claim, gets his ticket scanned, walks onto the fucking plane, sits down, straps in, and then just starts yelling, Trump 2020. Trump
so he wasn't saying it beforehand. It's like they were like, here's your ticket, sir, and he's like, thank you very much.
On the plane? I don't know.
Maybe he snuggled in with that $9 bottle of Corona and just felt compelled.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm taking the Corona and smashing it over his head. Good God. Yeah. So cool on the Delta.
You guys remember the QAnon shaman, the fella that had a buffalo headdress on?
The organic food motherfucker?
How could I forget him?
This young man. He is feeling betrayed
protagonist.
by Trump because Trump did not give him a pardon, and now he wants to testify against Trump at the impeachment trial.
So his feelings were hurt. and his morals swing right along with it, I guess.
I gotta let you guys in on a little secret.
Tell me.
I picked up this podcast called Knowledge Fight. It's very interesting if you have time to invest in listening to a show about InfoWars. It's essentially an InfoWars recap show.
Okay.
And the QAnon shaman was on InfoWars after the riot. And this guy is actually quite eloquent. Terrible like mindset and is a
Wow.
fucking fascist and awful, but like he went toe to toe with Alex Jones and actually schooled his ass. And I want to say that if he was to go up and
They
testify,
probably shared an 8-ball behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But that's beside the point.
I can't picture him communicating in anything other than like guttural grunts. I can't imagine
That's
him.
the problem with these QAnon people. It's like, and all these kind of like active neo-Nazi people, which is what they are, is a lot of them aren't unintelligent. It takes a lot of like mental gymnastics to come to this, and a lot of that requires a lot of logic and reasoning. Granted, it's skewed, but
That's true.
these are like disaffected people who are educated, who
And
have normal lives.
they have the time.
Yeah.
They have the time and the energy to do what they think is research, I guess, but like devote themselves to this. If only they were on the right side, we'd have
It's a-
very strong, dedicated people.
But it's a cult. It's just fully a cult. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like
They're
Marjorie Taylor
participating.
Greene has a college degree. Like these people aren't any dumber than the average person. They've just gotten entrenched in a cult. We've seen the same behavior with cults time after time. It's nothing new. But then the Democrats have this new messaging campaign that's like, we're the party of intelligent people that don't fall for cults. It's like, well, that's not going to help the situation. That's only going to make them more entrenched in their cult behavior.
Yeah, it's just encouraging them to double down even further by saying like, "Oh, I'm better than you."
Not only is that going to alienate people from even considering going into the other side because they think they're a bunch of like snobbish people who are judging you, basically. And obviously you're not going to feel welcomed in that party.
Which they kind of already feel like the Democrat Party is anyway.
Exactly. And it's paired along, and I think what makes this kind of cult ideology so insidious, granted, like all cults teach you that you're going to get lied to, don't listen to other people trying to convince you to believe they're lying to you. But like Marjorie Green Eggs and Ham, like any sort of rebuttal, because there's such an anti-intelligence, anti-expertise feeling right now that even though these people are really smart, they don't give a fuck about what the smart people in suits are telling them because they feel alienated from them. And that's part of the appeal.
Yeah. There it is. Lynn Wood, the pro-Trump attorney and one of the loudest voices pushing baseless conspiracy theories of election fraud, is being investigated for allegedly illegally voting in the November general election.
Aw, man.
He did voter fraud.
Yeah.
The
How
guy
did he
that's
do
like
that? I wonder
voter fraud.
what flavor.
The Democrats did
Yeah.
voter fraud.
Spicy
From what
ramen.
I understand, voting in a state that he does not live in, which they
Okay.
accused a lot of Democrats of busing.
So he didn't
illegal
vote while
people
dead?
over.
He
Not a
wasn't
dead
one of
person.
those bad boys?
Woke up dead.
Donald Trump has apparently taken to writing out insults and observations about his political enemies in lieu of his Twitter account, and has given them as suggestions for others to post on his behalf.
How does he deliver, like, by text, by carrier pigeon? How does he communicate
I
these?
think he's literally writing them down.
He writes them in
piece of
crayon and on
Early
like a
2000s, those
napkin.
My journals that
As
like
well.
were voice activated. Absolutely that.
Oh, he's got one of those journals with like the little key, the secret key in it. Like, yeah.
Yeah. What's wild about it, how does he not know about blogging? How does he not know that he has his own website that he could post to?
Oh, if he knew
Twitter is
about
not the
blogging.
end all be all.
We would know that he knows about blogging. For sure.
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining.
We're gonna get rid of this.
Because when I think of blogs, I think of like recipe blogs. When you look up like peanut butter cookies, and it's like, I remember
As
my
a child,
grandma would invite me
in
to
my
the
cottage.
snow. That's Trump. Like he could.
Yeah,
really
imagine
pick up
Donald
on
Trump
that
having to
now.
write 500 words prior to his point.
Well, what if he
Um,
starts like a cooking blog to disguise his rants? So he
Genuine
starts with
question.
the recipe and ends with the rant.
But like,
That would
genuine
involve
question.
him knowing how food is made.
Yeah, that's like,
true.
when was the last time that man cooked? And that's not an insult to his intelligence. That's more of a
Never.
testament to how rich and detached he is
Yeah.
from reality. When do you think the last time Donald touched a frying pan?
Yeah.
Just
He cooked up some crazy schemes, that's for sure.
That he thinks that you need an ID at the grocery store for any odd purchase. He has no idea how regular people live. He certainly doesn't know how to cook for himself.
And we know how he feels about cans of soup. He's got a
God.
real bean to pick.
Outrage.
Bone.
They're weapons.
I honestly kind of wish the GOP would kind of take an approach like, we're just like you, and just show them shopping at like Kroger. I would give anything to see Trump at like a meat counter. Oh. There's no point to that. I just want to see it. It's gonna be painful.
Let's see. I want to see like Mitch McConnell like pick up like a cereal box and go, "What's this?" Just
Honestly,
a bunch of
I think he
a
would just
banana.
disintegrate around
What?
too much human souls in the area.
What do you use this for? They don't know. They're clueless.
I pressed the wrong
I don't know,
button on
man.
my computer.
He's just fine. All I'm trying
Damn
to say
it,
is Mitch
Matt.
McConnell's still in the middle of finding all his Horcruxes, so you just leave him.
Yes, that's true.
We just kind of stopped talking about how he looks like he's actively decaying at all times, but I'm
guess
still
it's just-
watching him. I don't know.
It's not interesting to me anymore. Like, yeah, he looks gross. It's not gonna change.
Decaying, but I
Yeah.
swear
Yeah.
his jowls get like 2 centimeters lower in every picture. It's not healthy. He gets
Yeah.
stored chestnuts in those motherfuckers.
He's like a cartoon dog. It's like,
Insult to hound dogs.
Remember last year's big story about Wall Street? Well, Netflix and MGM are both developing movies based on the Reddit Wall Street saga. 2 studios developing movies for a story that is a week old and really has no story. It's just
There's no, yeah.
dumb, privileged white kids on the internet
People are
managed
really trying
to
to-
piss off some hedge funds.
Yeah.
They're trying to catch that fucking Social Network lightning in a bottle again, I swear.
Yeah. But the people on Wall Street are like, how dare you learn the rules of the game and beat us at it? Like, what?
Yeah.
Legal gambling is only valid when rich people do it.
Yeah.
Duh.
In the same vein, there was a Robinhood insider that was posting on Reddit and was blaming the Biden White House for shutting down retail trading, which makes it seem like there's yet another QAnon conspiracy theorist throwing some shit around. It never ends. There's always some kind of deep state. And like, no, man, you just pissed off rich people and rich people bit back. When you really like unwrap everything that was going on, like the hedge funds are managed in part by the people that owned the trading app. But even then, like GameStop is partly owned by Fidelity Investments. Other people that own trading apps. Like none of this is like Occupy Wall Street. It's not like taking down the 1%. It's just,
That's
and
true.
of course, like the first thing they think of is like, oh, it's the government. They're fucking with us. The first thing I saw, the big reaction was like, if the government decides to step in and protect Wall Street, that's when we riot. And I was like, has anybody in the government indicated anything like that at all?
But
Even
Matt,
Ted Cruz was like,
the government is just a tiger hiding behind a tall thrush of grass, ready to pounce on your average
Yeah.
everyday Joe. That's the government.
That's true, and that's why they
Formulating this like
earn your
fan
stripes.
theory in my head that GameStop is actually either Q or head of the deep state.
ooh,
Both.
Like the long con.
GameStop
Right,
is
they're trying
Q. The deep state is the stock market. I think we figured it all out.
Publish it, send it.
A 22-year-old college. Oh, we're switching to COVID news, by the way. A 22-year-old college student put in charge of Philadelphia's largest COVID-19 vaccination site.
Put in
took
charge?
Doses home. He was 22-year-old.
Huh?
Had his own startup. He was put in
Okay.
charge of Philly's largest
Yeah.
vaccine site and took doses home to inject his friends. He was hoarding a bunch of vaccines and turning people away that were supposed to
okay.
get
Sir,
vaccinated.
I gotta say, okay, mad
Okay.
respect, and like if you get tested anywhere in the city, Matt, I'm sure you know this, is like there's like 19-year-olds who are like helping administer directions and stuff. This is super par for the course. But this is not like your restaurant where you can just go like steal some coasters and like go home, or maybe some like food from the kitchen. Like these are vaccinations, my guy.
Sneak a French fry. Yeah, I was thinking that maybe.
Come on.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe like, because I mean, if people don't show up to their appointments and you've got leftover vaccination doses, you got to throw those away. So I was thinking like maybe, which I mean, don't do it, but if you're gonna do it. But no, if he's like turning people away who have appointments, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, we're all out," and he's like taking
that
his
is the issue.
Yeah,
because I have seen a lot of stories. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, I like to think that person's heart was in the right place.
Yeah.
I like to think that.
Something tells me the 22-year-old with a startup that was handed a huge contract from the city of Philadelphia.
That was my question, was that this person basically started the vaccination. A 22-year-old started a COVID vaccination site. The fact that this can be privately done.
Yeah, good for you, dude.
Like, come on,
yeah.
COVID shack. Like, what the fuck?
It was a 22-year-old, so it was probably
COVID
like vaccine,
shack,
but without any of the vowels. So it was just like
COVID shack,
VCCN.
Oh no, it probably said
that
dose
in
all lowercase.
Those.
And it's like super minimalist, and you're playing Tame Impala in the lobby. Fuck those people.
On the flip side of that, anti-vaxxers briefly shut down the Dodger Stadium vaccination site over the weekend, and now the people at Dodger Stadium have given them their own little pen that they can protest in.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And I don't know, not to be like encouraging totalitarianism, why isn't it not like a punishable offense to be an anti-vaxxer?
Yeah.
Just curious.
Because Farrell, it's against the religion of aromatherapy.
But that's one thing, and it's the same thing that with the separation of church and state. If that's your belief, if that's your religion, cool, that's awesome. Do it in your own time, in your own house.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
when you force that upon other people, that's where it starts to become. Especially when we've got this fucking raging pandemic, and people are trying to get help from it, and these fucking people are stopping that. Just makes me angry.
The current anti-vaccine conversation.
Serenity now!
I see a lot of people who aren't even like quote unquote anti-vaccine people, but it's like this narrative that it's a rushed vaccine has been propagated so hard. And and what's unfortunate, and I don't mean to speak over or for anyone as a white woman, but I've noticed like on TikTok and Twitter, some Black users posting that they're super hesitant, if not unwilling, to take the vaccine because of the US's horrible history with administering vaccines to Black folk and not being honest with it.
Yeah, I can't say that fear is unfounded. You know, I mean, that's
exactly.
It's reasonable.
So it's hard to be like,
that's
a reasonable
there's a lot
fear, but
there's a lot of disinformation about it too. I mean, Alex Jones peddles this stuff all the time of like, especially the mRNA vaccines are what seems to be tripping people up because they're a relatively new concept for as far as vaccines go, but that they are exactly how they got developed quickly. And I am not a scientist, and that is as far as I'll go on it. But
as far as I know, is that this
them.
SARS vaccine has been in development for years because SARS hasn't gone away. It recurs every so often, especially nation countries. So it's been
and then technically coronavirus is a type of SARS.
Right. That was the thing at the beginning. Like a Mandela effect kind of thing was someone on TikTok, I think, fucking posted this, where they're like, guys, look at your Clorox wipes. It says COVID on it. Because, like, I guess coronavirus was a type of SARS virus, and Clorox can, but it's just like,
those
now it's such a buzzword. I know. And then I'm realizing half of the things I'm adding to this conversation was this one fucking thing I saw on TikTok.
Excuse me, TikTok said. No, you're fine.
Well, in your defense, I've been referencing the thing I saw on Reddit or the thing I saw on the Alex Jones show.
Oh yeah. But we're all just like, our eyeballs are all just glued to screens right now. I think we're all kind of in this echo chamber of what the fuck is going on. So we're all kind of seeing the same shit.
Let's get to our next guest. Here and again we're live, we're doing it live.
We're doing it live. Come on over here.
And we're doing it live, and I am pressing all the buttons. Okay, we're ready for our guest.
All right, you ready, Mr. Guest? All right, every once in a while, one of our family members will inevitably ask to be on the show for one reason or another. Anyway, joining us today is my Uncle Ron, a personal injury attorney from Bloomfield Hills.
Hey, how's my favorite niece doing, huh? Oh, hot dang, you're growing up fast. Those boys better watch out, huh? How's your sisters, huh?
I don't have any sisters, Uncle Ron.
Yeah, anyway, I'm a big shot lawyer, right? I figured I could come on the show, talk about my business, and maybe, somebody watching the show wants to sue a bus for hitting them. I'm the guy.
If you want to buy an ad, we can give you the email address, I guess.
No. This isn't an ad. I just wanted to tell you about this new service I'm offering my clients, or potential future clients if they want to.
Okay, what's this new service, Uncle Ron?
Okay, picture this on 6 billboards spread up and down I-75, okay? 1-800-CALL-RON for all your personal injury or impeachment attorney needs.
Wait, impeachment? What exactly are you getting at, Uncle
Ron? This guy, Don, he calls me up the other day, says he needs someone to represent him for impeachment, and me, I'm just tickled, like this guy's name is Don, my name is Ron. Boy, we laughed.
Ron, that was the president.
No. The president's that fellow that looks like a deflated balloon made out of wet skin and teeth. This is just some Wall Street dude that owns a bunch of buildings or whatever. Did you not hear my thing about him being named Don and my name's Ron?
No, I got that. Don is the former president. He's being impeached for inciting a riot.
Wait, they're impeaching him and he's not the president? Can they do that?
Well, you're the lawyer. Isn't that your job to figure out?
Oh, yeah. That's right, man. I gotta figure out what the hell this impeachment thing is anyway.
You don't even know what it is? We just went through an impeachment a year ago.
Well, how am I supposed to know? I get all my news from the neighborhood kids.
So how are you supposed to defend someone getting impeached?
Hey, look who you're talking to here, okay? Do you know how many buses I've sued for hitting people? Sidewalks that were too slippery? McDonald's that put fingernails in the chicken McNuggets? A million of them. This impeachment thing is gonna be a breeze.
Yeah, I'd love to circle back on the fingernails, but since we're short on time, I do want to ask, why are you advertising impeachment as a service for your firm? This is sort of a one-and-done deal, right?
Are you kidding me? Impeachment's all the rage. I just found out they did it last year. They brought it back this year. Hell, I heard that crazy Congress lady, Marjorie Greene or whatever, she's impeaching the new guy, skin teeth guy, whatever his name is. Hell, I'll represent him too.
All right, well, thanks for coming on.
1-800-CALL-RON if you've been run over by a bus or some kid tripped you down the stairs, or if you need a lawyer for impeachment, I will fight for you. Okay, sweetie, if you just cut that into a nice 30 seconds, maybe put some music under it, and hell, if you feel like it, cut out all your parts and throw it right on top of the show so it's the first thing the audience hears. That works great for me. Okay, see you at Christmas.
That man at a restaurant.
Tip,
Live
Farrell.
television.
So good. Nothing like a good 12% just to get you through the day.
12, that's generous.
I know. Maybe that's too much.
Nose is right.
In foreign news? What is the word for it?
Ugh.
News that is not in America. There was a military coup in Myanmar, and
Shit.
Where did it go? Yeah, that's bad enough. Yeah, the military took over the democratic government of Myanmar, and that was probably enough that to get reported on. But the fun thing about it was that someone got the military blockade getting set up behind them while they were shooting an aerobics class.
Oh yeah,
on
move
the
those.
street.
Yes.
It is the most surreal thing I've ever seen in my life. She's just dancing and the music is upbeat, and then behind her is just a bunch of black SUVs all coming in and setting up a roadblock.
It would be artistic if it wasn't like so sad and like late stage, whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah. Zoomers on TikTok apparently don't believe Helen Keller is real.
Oh, Farrell, tell
Let's talk
them.
about this.
Farrell,
Yes,
tell them,
please.
please.
TikTok corner.
Well, okay, I will say, I think first of all, it's
Good what?
it
Fuck
was
it.
mean to be like,
What? Oh.
What the fuck? She couldn't have done all that. It was kind of like that. It was tongue in cheek.
Oh, like
Okay.
pretending to be stupid just because like democracy.
It's kind of
what's
from a
that?
place
Like
of,
that kind
I
of.
know she's supposed to be real, guys, but like, what the fuck? Like all kind of agreeing, like, oh, but as the site is mostly populated by people under the age of 20, nuance is lost, sarcasm,
Yeah.
and humor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of edging to it is ableist to just be like, I doubt it.
Yeah.
And
2 disabilities. That's one too many. Like just that kind of attitude.
right. It's like, oh god. And yeah, I think it just kind of attests to like a big gap in able-bodied people not understanding the incredible ways in which people with handicaps can fucking develop and
Yeah.
do life. And
Just a way of perceiving people with handicaps or severe handicaps like Helen Keller. They're just somehow lesser,
Right.
less capable of
yeah,
anything really, and it's just like, wow, that's gross.
they're not a full person.
Right. Yeah.
Some physical detriment, right, causes them to be less than.
Yeah.
How could
So,
they
like-
produce books? How could and it
Yeah.
is, I mean, I don't know. I know. Sorry, guys. I think she was real. Don't worry.
I think she was real. Well, she doesn't exist.
I
so
think
it's
she
okay.
was real, but she was also a racist.
Real.
But really,
Because I remember on Tumblr years ago, Tumblr, my source, being like, yeah, because I think she was maybe a fan of you. This is like totally of my mind. Like I need to research this after the pod.
Mhm.
If memory serves, she was a fan of eugenics because like
Oh,
she
shit.
didn't want people born with disabilities like hers. Was what I thought.
Okay.
I could be completely wrong.
Okay.
But as a
Interesting.
She
also
loved
eugenics-
Star Trek.
She loved it.
Also, she loved it. She was a huge.
Well, eugenics, not to justify
Wet
or
ass
normalize
P-word.
racism, but that was like a completely commonplace and normalized kind of like way of thinking, especially in the early 20th century where she lived. But it's like, bitch, how can you be blind and deaf and be racist?
yeah.
It's like the
I-
Dave Chappelle skit where he joins the KKK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's also something to be said about how Zoomers are severely undereducated, and I know that a lot of people are like, the Zoomers are gonna save us, and because they're good at internet, but it's like they're learning too much from the internet, and a lot of stuff is not right. Like, how many Zoomers were radicalized on TikTok in the same
Yeah.
way that they use TikTok to
Well,
take
not
down
to mention-
Trump's rally?
All the state mandated crap they pump them, all those like really whitewashed history books. I mean, they did the same for us, but I feel like with my train of thought
Ye-
went away.
Yeah,
You can receive
you're not
that
wrong.
whitewashed,
Yeah.
dated information that you get, but then you go on TikTok, and depending on your algorithm, depending on your For You
Thank you.
page,
That's where I was
you
going.
could get
Yes.
inundated with right-wing bullshit that's
It's the rabbit
super
holes.
substantiated,
That people
but it can also
follow.
be the left bullshit that's from like hot up Twitter and like from
Mhm.
unsourced things. It's just, and especially on TikTok, it's very much like, I mean, teen trends are teen trends. When people were doing fucking bobby socking in the 50s is what people doing like, oops, appropriating AAVE and doing all the same like hand motion. Like it's TikTok, like it's just youth culture.
Mhm.
But I think
Yeah.
it's kind of like these jokes and these memes that get perpetuated. Yeah, that's just harmful.
And it's take it from us here at Faux News. The issue with satire, if you're gonna do it, is that people are inevitably gonna take it seriously, and you don't want to be the person responsible for something like that.
Latsy Fotsy,
So
we're
if
looking
you're
at
gonna
you.
go out there, if you're gonna go out there and say, "Yeah, Helen Keller isn't real,"
Yeah.
then people are inevitably gonna be like, "Yeah, she wasn't," and you fucked up. So
exactly.
That's right.
Satire only works.
I never
if
saw
it is
her.
Very clear that it is satire. If it looks like the shit you're trying to make fun of or in alignment with, it's not doing its job.
I want to
Yeah.
reiterate that we are called Faux News. just want to
right above us
spit that out there.
here on the thing.
FAUX. Fox.
We'll do it live.
Fox News.
Fuck it.
All right, that's the end of the headlines. Let's pivot now to Taylor with the holidays.
My favorite.
And now, for a look at the week ahead, here's Taylor Boes with The Holidays.
yeah. Okay. So we're doing this.
Fuck it.
I'm talking. We're doing this new thing where where I only talk about holidays Monday through Friday. Today is Friday, February 5th, so we're going to start with Monday, February 8th. Wait, is this live, Matt? I forgot.
We're live now, but the podcast won't be. So
it is still Friday, February 5th, but that doesn't matter because we're starting with Monday, February 8th, which is Boy Scout Day. Also, clean out your computer day. And if those two coincide in a specific way for you, you may be committing a felony. Anyway. Like that joke? Right on the fly.
No, I don't like it. I do not like that joke.
Let's take a hard detour to Tuesday, February 9th, which is Toothache Day.
Mm-hmm. It's every day for me, man.
Toothache. Toothache.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Toothcake. Yum.
I thought you were talking about the Batman villain, but there was something wrong with your mouth.
Toothache Day. Yeah, nothing fun about that. Wednesday, February 10th is Umbrella Day. Ella,
Right.
Day. Thank you. Let's see. February 11th.
Is this gonna rain?
Yeah.
Wait, let's back up here.
February. Why are
Did you know it always rains on February 10th? You didn't know that?
Open it
It's
up.
science, Matt.
Get down to this.
Are you checking the weather for the 10th? Is that what you're
It is
doing?
going to snow in New York.
It's water.
40% chance. Hey, it's close. You might
Precipitation.
want to bring an umbrella.
Yeah. Let's see. February 11th. I'll wait. I'm kidding. It's like one of those teachers, like, no, finish. I'll wait. You know?
Nah, not them.
Class, you done with your fun little sound effects?
Where are we? Thursday, February 11th is Don't Cry Over Spilled Milk Day.
See, now
Don't you do it? Don't you do it?
I kind of do wish you had the time to prep for this a little bit more because I want to know where the fuck did that saying come from?
No, I had the time. I just neglected it. I messed up.
Let me get one thing straight. I had the time.
I had the time. I didn't fucking
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
This is all coming up
don't
right
cry
here.
before, but
Sorry.
I just want to know, like, did somebody walk in to somebody who spilled a bunch of milk say, hey, stop that?
Yeah. They were crying. They were sitting on the floor crying. And he was like, I'll give you something to cry about. And he smacked him across the face.
Is there the idea that you can make more? Like, don't cry. We'll just go milk the cow some more.
Just wait a couple days. Milk old Bessie again. It'll be
If
fresh.
I spill milk now, I will cry.
I will, because it's all over the carpet. Yeah.
Carpet in your kitchen?
Maybe what happened was someone spilled milk, and they were like, "Oh, well, you know, what are you gonna do? Potato, potato, living life." And then another person who's lactose intolerant came by and started crying immediately because they were so offended by the milk. Then the guy who spilled it was like, "Hey, don't cry over spilled milk, you dingus."
Stop it.
I'm just saying, if I spent hours like coaxing milk from Bessie's titties and I knocked it over, I'm crying. It's 5 a.m. I'm crying.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. We got to think of the farmers.
You ruined
of the
that
farmers'
cow's trust.
Yay!
You know, it's disrespectful to the cow. And then Friday, February 12th, is National Lost Penny Day.
Okay.
I've never lost a penny.
It's a national holiday.
I don't need it.
You've never lost a penny? I lose that shit on purpose.
I have found a penny
away.
or two.
I found a penny before.
They're worth less than the metal they're made out of.
Literally. If I sweep and there's a penny, garbage. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's going away.
Let Templeton in the junkyard become richer. Not me.
You ever, as a kid, like see a penny from like 1921 or something, and you're like, whoa. And you hang
They're
on to it
worth
for a while?
something. Pre-70s, they actually used to be made out of copper, and then sometime in the 70s or 80s, what they did is they made it out of like some kind of cheap metal, and then made a little tiny carbon or copper like covering for it, so you could like throw a penny in some acid, and it'll dissolve everything on the inside, and you'll be left with like a little leaf of copper. Anyway, that's my.
So, a little fun factoid. Most of these holidays are just useless whatevers that I find, but this one was actually created by eventologist Adrienne Sue Coopersmith in 1995. And according to Coopersmith, eventologist, it's spelled eventologist. So, like, what, professional party planner? I don't know.
I'm thinking like a even okay.
And Coopersmith is quoted to say, "Petty change can make an astounding difference." Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Cooper
In
Smith.
1995, maybe.
For your petty utterances.
Go down to the soda shop and get chocolate suicide.
I'm gonna pay my tuition. 6 pence.
Who the fuck are you? Get away from that cream with my hair penny. Shut up.
Maybe he's talking about he's the guy who puts the pennies in his shoes so he's taller, and that's ooh.
Do they even do like a find a penny, leave a penny, or whatever fucking thing at the store?
Those are
That doesn't make
ground
sense.
zero for COVID.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't take the
Just
penny.
Yum! Disgusting. Disgusting.
Amen.
That's it for next week's holidays.
All
then-
right, well,
Everything is over.
then that's it. No more, nothing else to celebrate.
No more days.
Nothing.
They're all done.
This is it. I don't know if you guys knew. This is the final
This is it.
broadcast
Hug your families.
of any podcast ever.
Stay low
Sorry.
while you can. Away from windows.
Stand back. Stand by.
No, of course, we're coming back next week, folks. We have lots of podcasting to do. We're going to give you some more news. If you are watching this Twitch stream right now, thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching. If this actually made it to YouTube this week, I don't know. I don't really know video that well. We'll see what happens.
All
But
right,
if you're
sound guy.
if you're listening to the podcast this week, make sure you give us a review and give us a rating. It helps us spread the word about the podcast.
true.
And check us out on Twitch when we do stuff. Follow us on Twitter at Phone News Pod. And man, there's never not news. Next week is the Super Bowl. Next week's the impeachment.
True.
So much
Yeah.
going on.
You can watch us. You can listen to us. You can watch and listen to us, but not if you're Helen Keller.
Ooh.
So she can't do that.
Yeah.
Fine.
She can't do it either.
Exist.